Is populism destroying or revitalizing democracy? In recent years, populism has become very influential force direction in the world. It shapes elections, governments, public debate, and because of this, many people ask an important question. Is populism destroying democracy or can it help to renew it? Western and non-Western examples. First, let's look at Western countries such as Poland and Hungary. For example, in Hungary, Prime Minister Viktor Orban, he presents himself as the voice of ordinary citizens against liberal elites, foreign influence, but over time, his government has weakened independent courts, media freedom, and changed democratic rules in its favor. Elections still take place, but democratic institutions have become less independent. The same situation can be observed in Poland, where the Law and Justice Party uses populist rhetoric to defend national values and the interests of real Poles. But at the same time, reforms of judiciary and public media have raised serious concerns about the rule of law and the separation of powers. So these cases can show us how populism can slowly change democratic systems into illiberal democracies, where elections exist, but democratic safeguards are weakened. Let's turn to non-Western countries, Brazil and India. In Brazil, former President Jair Bolsonaro built his popularity by attacking political elites and presenting himself as an outsider. His leadership increased polarization and weakened trust in democratic institutions, including courts, media, and electoral systems. In India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his party, they also used populist strategies. They claimed to represent the true will of people and promote strong national identity. But critics argue that this has led to growing pressure on minority rights and democratic pluralism. What are the causes of populism? Populism does not appear by accident. It's usually have more deeper social and political problems. One important cause is economic inequality. Many people feel excluded from the benefits of economic globalization and growth. And when traditional parties cannot respond, populist leaders promise simple solutions and quick change. Another key factor is distrust in political institutions. Corruption, weak governance, and lack of representation reduce public confidence in democracy. Populists use these frustrations to have strong positions of themselves as the only representatives of the people. A third cause is a cultural backlash. Rapid social change, migration, globalization can create fear and uncertainty. Populist movements often appeal to emotions, identity, rather than compromise and dialogue. What are the effects of populism on democracy? They are complex. On the negative side, populism often leads to the erosion of checks and balances, attack on independent courts or free media, reduced protection of minority rights. And as Politologists argue as that populism is deeply in tension with liberal democracy because it rejects pluralism and treats political leaders as enemies of the people. But populism is not only destructive, it can also have a mobilizing effect because populism often brings problems that were ignored and brings it into public debate, encourages political participation among citizens who earlier were unheard. So, in this sense, populism can act as a mirror showing where democracy is failing to represent all members of society. Populism can seriously damage liberal democratic institutions and weaken the rule of law. At the same time, it exposes the real problems within democratic systems, such as inequality, the lack of trust, exclusion. And if democratic institutions respond by becoming transparent and more inclusive, populism can become a force for democratic renewal. But if they fail to do so, populism may push democracy toward illiberalism. So, in conclusion, I can say that populism it's not the end of democracy, but it is one of the greatest challenges today for it.